Uh, okay, let me just see what's going on. I need to see what's going on. And I still can't hear myself. And audio is working on my end. Audio is working. Okay. I okay, fine. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Because I was it took me forever. Let me just test something real quick. Ah, testing. You're good. Okay. Is it okay? Cool. Hello. Hello, Shima. Oh my gosh, this was a nightmare. I just Riker was here. I just tried to like I was trying to do the live stream and then the audio wouldn't work and then the video became choppy and I didn't know what to do, so I restarted. And now the picture is weird. Like this font size is off. I don't even know why it's like this. I don't know what I did or if I did anything to it at all. I don't I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed, but it with this whole thing, I don't know what it is, but whatever. It is what as long as everyone can hear me and guess what? I have to figure out how to fix this font size stuff because I don't understand what's going with this font size. I don't know what's going on with the font size. Oh, hello, guys. You have no idea. He started, yeah. I was about to give up. I was about to quit. I was about to be like, "You know what? Screw it. I can't do it." Hey, guys. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in, everybody. Oh my god. Alright. By the way, how did you guys like the set topic last week? Or was it last week? Yeah. No, well, something I think it was like last week, right? How did y'all like should I do that more often and, like, have a live stream where it's a specific topic? I think that would be probably better. K-pop related, of course. You know, I'm realizing something. KTube is a niche thing. Like, not a lot of people I liked it. Great. K-pop is a niche thing. Like, not a lot of people get into that stuff. And I think a lot of the KTube hype has died down, probably mainly due to there being no more COVID issue. Like back when COVID was a huge, huge deal. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that word on YouTube. I know YouTube, they do not when content creators use certain terms. The coof was a thing. YouTube kind of skyrocketed. YouTube in general skyrocketed. So a lot of people watched YouTube and listened to podcasts like that during the coof time, the COVID time. So like that's kind of when I started getting really into KTube myself, like watching different KTube videos of different KTubers and stuff was during that time. But I think like a little bit after that time, and of course with the rise of BTS, even past COVID, K2 became a big deal. I feel like after a certain time period, nobody, like, really talks much about just no music next time. Yeah, I know, I'm not doing that again because that completely messed up the audio. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, one of the reasons why I came on here was to inform you guys and to update y'all on, uh, the video that I'm working on. So, I'm working on the video about Mark Lee wearing the, Confederate flag, right? And what I decided to do was I'm because you're right. Because of the bad audio quality on the majority of the live stream due to the music playing and not being able to hear everything I was saying, I had to redub some of the stuff that I said. So, some of the audio is gonna be on and off, but I had to redub a lot of it, and I didn't even finish the topic properly to give, like, a conclusion part and, like, what to take away from the situation. I didn't even do the live stream, so I did that, um, on CapCut while I was editing, and I'm still working on it. The audio is almost done. I might add some, like, pictures and stuff like that to kinda help tell what I'm trying to convey, but other than that, it should be done in, I don't know, maybe a couple of days, give or take. It's still I feel like there's still a lot of work to be done on it because I had to cut 7 it's a 7-hour live stream. Don't ask me why it lasted so long, but it was a 7-hour live stream. I cut it down to, like, almost an hour. So the video I didn't think would be that long, but I went through painstaking explanation and detail to try to convey what the situation was with Mark Lee and wearing the Confederate flag shirt. So I I'm working on that, and it should be done within maybe 6 or so days, depending on when I can finally get my CapCut stuff renewed because I have a account, and a lot of the stuff that I worked like, all the stuff that I did to get the sound to be somewhat understandable requires my membership, and my membership expired, so I have to, like, hold off until I get my membership back. That way I can finish working on it. Um, yeah. But other than that, guys, it's coming along pretty good, and I hope that you guys will be able to understand it, what I was saying. And I hope that you can kind of, like, tolerate the different audio changes because there's, like, audio changes left and right, and you're gonna be look like whiplash from the audio. So I do apologize for that too in advance. Did you see the what'd you say? I still do not like this layout. What is this? What is this layout? Why is this like this? I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did to make the layout like this. This is weird. I want full screen. I want full screen. I don't know what I did. That still doesn't help. I don't even know what to like, I want full screen. What is this? If it ain't one thing, it's another thing. I tell you, I don't understand. Let me see if I can I'm gonna try to fix it at some point. Like, I'm already, like, in the live stream, but it is what it is. Did you see the Jungwon from ENHYPEN controversy? No, I did not. I think I might have seen, like, a YouTube short thumbnail of it, but I never really looked at it. So, yeah, I plead the fifth. I'm not at fault for the last live going 7 hours. That's an admission of guilt, bro. You are at fault. You are at fault. I blame you completely. Compost. But yeah, I'm gonna try to have a set topic when I do these live streams now because that can actually be a part of content that I don't have to like re-edit. I mean, I might have to still edit it, edit it down. But as far as like it being standalone content for a topic that I wanted to cover on a video and I couldn't do it, I think it'd be perfect to have it done like that, and then I could just edit whatever parts I need to. I think that'd be great. We will not go 7 hours this time, though, okay? Oh, by the way, you said something about typing, uh, Jungwon, so, I don't know what happened, and of course, I can probably just look it up and find out, but, fill me in if you can, give me 1 sec. Let me just I'm still a little annoyed, by the way, that the music was playing during the last live stream. Move this over, move this over just a little bit so I can get some room. If y'all were in my room and y'all saw my desk, y'all would probably scold me. My desk is a mess because I do art stuff. So my desk is a hot mess right now. Let's close it. Um, um, oh God, I hope it's not another T-shirt controversy. I really hope it's not another T-shirt. Oh, by the way, let me check something real quick. You guys hear something, but I don't hear a thing. Is that like, yeah, you guys, I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. Maybe it's because I don't have my earphones in. Let me plug my earphones in. Maybe I can get myself my earphones in. And if I plug my earphones in and you guys can't hear what, oh, hello, welcome, welcome. If I plug my earphones in and you guys can't hear, let me please, and I'll take them out. Okay, I can hear myself now. I can hear myself now. Okay. Uh, I don't know why it sounds like it's these earphones are terrible, by the way. Golly. I can only hear from one side of my ear, but I think it might be because I didn't do something right there. Uh, 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 Hmm. Yeah, I can't hear from both sides of my ear. I'm trying to figure out why that's the case. Can't hear from both sides of my ear. Don't know why that's happening. Uh, I hope it's the headphones and not the actual thing itself. Yeah, I can only hear from testing, 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 testing. I can literally only hear from one ear, and I don't know why. I don't know why that's the case. I don't know why my mic sounds better though than it did the last live stream. There was a weird sound going on. Yeah, I don't know what that is, guys. I don't know. I can't. I'll just take one ear because I there we go. As long as we can hear, it's fine. Okay, cool, 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 cool. All right. New streaming. Okay, cool. Let me. Oh, sorry. Let me go back to StreamYard because I wasn't on StreamYard. All right. Said it's the stupidest controversy this year. He was wearing a beret shirt. Which is the 2006 movie, and the fans the fans from see now y'all gonna have yeah I'm gonna end up making another live stream talking about this and giving historical context again. Offend wow, okay, huh, all right, well let me see if I can read an article or something. I don't like reading a lot of these stupid articles, but whatever. It is what it is. I'll do what I gotta do. Okay. Because these I don't like these stupid whatever you want to call them, publications or whatever. Uh let me see if this is the one. Triggers criticism oh, here we go again. In Hypen's Yuan's recent apology triggers criticism of former. Oh, see now, and it all goes back to Mark Lee again. There they go again. It all goes back to Mark Lee. They're tying it to Mark Lee in some way. But that's first of all, let me just tell y'all, this is Korea Boo, I think. I don't listen, guys. Let me just say this. I do not like reading these articles from these lame publications like Korea Boo and Soompi and all these other. I don't like it because they're very biased and they kind of give a like a truth from a certain point of view that's for or against, depending on where the person who's writing the article stands. And I don't like that. If it's more subject or like objective, um, I don't mind it. But um, I don't know. It's anyway. I guess I'll just share the screen anyway. Give me a sec. I mean, you guys may or may not be able to see the screen as well as you probably would like to, but keep in mind I don't even like the movie, but a scene from the movie. Sorry, but keep. Oh, let me just put this over there. That's another dumb thing. This thing is like right here, and the font size is like this small, so I can barely read it even from here. So I'm just gonna read it from where I got it from. Keep in mind, I don't even like the movie, but a scene from the movie because became a meme, and that meme was on the T-shirt. That's it. Okay. Well, I mean, we're gonna probably talk about it anyway, just for a minute, because I wanna get the information from, let me see if I can screen share. Guys, like I said, I don't like these publications. I'm just trying to find some kind of information on it real quick. Okay. Just keep that in mind. All right. Keep that in mind. All right. Can everybody see the screen? Okay. All right. There it is. Let me get your comment down so I can see the whole thing. Karibu is such a dumb publication. You can tell their sources are just themselves. Yeah, of course. That's why I don't report from these things anymore. What's that other one that I used to do? All K-pop? I don't report from all K-pop anymore. I used to do that a lot when I was starting out. And then I learned all of these weird publications are saying things that's not necessarily true. And it's like based on bias stuff, and the sources, you don't know where these people are getting this information from. So I stopped. Completely. Okay. So it says, first of all, I don't even like how this is framed. It says, in hyphen, Jung recent apology triggers criticism of former NCT's Mark Lee. Already, they're kind of like tying this to Mark Lee, and I'm not for it right now. Now, granted, Mark Lee should have apologized himself, and his apology did kind of seem like he was making his company out to be the ones at fault when he's the one that established the company. But I don't think you should tie this to Mark Lee. This is not a Mark Lee situation. This is a Jung situation. So keep it strictly for Jung and not Mark Lee. Recently, let's see, action should be the standard. Some are saying that Jung Hwan's action should be the standard. Well, the fact that you guys are putting this in here means y'all don't agree. I don't think they agree that Jung Hwan's actions here should be the standard. So that's probably why they put that in there. Anyway, says recent, and again, for those who are coming in, I do not like these publications. I'm just reading this just to get the bare bones information, chew the meat and spit out the bones type stuff. I just need to see what happened. But if I can find a better publication later on, I'll do that. Says recently in Hypen's Jung Hwan issued an apology. We'll see. Okay, issued an apology after fans called out his problematic actions. Actions in the plural. So is there more actions than just the shirt? Anyway, whatever. On July 18th, right after my birthday, a TikTok was posted to Enhypen's account showing Jung Hwan performing a dance challenge with two dancers. Video has since been deleted, but focus was placed on the shirt that Jung Hwan was wearing. I've seen this shirt before, though. This shirt I've seen before. I've seen this shirt. Like, this shirt is commonly sold in stores. I've seen it. Actually, almost bought one myself because it looked kind of cool. It says the image depicts Sacha Baron. I'm probably going to say this name wrong. Baron Cohen as the character Borat from his mockumentary Borat. So I've never seen this movie or whatever. I've never seen this before. Cultural learnings of America from make I've never seen this before in my life. What is this? Interesting. I mean, it looks like a joke movie for all intents and purposes. The film has been deemed a racist and inaccurate portrayal of Kazakhstan. Okay. Yeah. Pushing for stereotypes, global platform. All right. Um, the choreography in the video was also created by a Kaz Kazakh Kaz I'm used to saying Kazakhstanian. I know that's a long term, but Kazakh dancer. I think that's how you. So the H must be silent, I guess. Charge it to my head, not my heart. I'm not really good at like pronouncing words, but so basically the choreography in the video was also created by a Kazakh dancer, which led fans to try to bring it to his attention. Oh, here we go. Writing this thread to explain why so many Kazakh engines, can't read today, guys, were upset by the recent TikTok posted on Enhypen's official account, and then he or she tags Enhypen, Belift Lab, so on and so on. And then here's the actual video, I guess. Just so that I don't get copyrighted or anything. So yeah, this is the okay. All right. Said another person says, I noticed today that Jung Hwan from Hype. Oh shoot, what did I just press? What did I just press? Oh, it took me to the actual Instagram. That's not what I wanted. So, so I noticed today that Jung Hwan from Enhypen was wearing a Borat t-shirt while dancing to choreography by a Kazakh choreographer. Anyway, shortly after, here's the thing, because I'm kind of getting the picture here. I do believe that the guy just threw the shirt on. I feel like some of these people act like idols plan this stuff. I do. I feel like some people act like idols plan to like disrespect people or disrespect people's countries and stuff. I do believe he just threw the shirt on. Apologize. So this part right here. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Okay. Jong-un apologized and said that he threw away the t-shirt as soon as he learned the meaning behind it. There's actually no meaning behind the shirt. It's just the guy's face. It's just the guy's face. Last I checked, the shirt just has his face. It's just his face, right? Am I tripping? Hold on. Let me go. Let me just. I don't. It probably won't even show me everything. It probably won't even show me everything. I would have to see like a standstill of if I click it, is it gonna like take me somewhere? I don't see, I could be wrong. It might have more on it, but I don't see they said the meaning of the shirt. All I see is his face though. Now I could be wrong and it might have something else on it, but I don't see anything. And it's the picture quality is not that good. Like, and he's moving around, so I can't see much. Anyway, he says that actually here's the video right here. Let me see.
일단은 사과를 드립니다. 그 티셔츠는 바로 버렸고요. 네, 사실 몰랐어도 불편한 분들이 계신 거면은 네, 그래도 제 잘못이니까 죄송하고 이제 티셔츠 바로 버렸어요. 오늘 아침에 사실 바로.
So he's saying that he threw the shirt away after he found out about, I guess, the movie. That's another thing also. Like that he didn't. I don't think this dude watched the movie. He saw a shirt. He probably had it for a long time, and he decided to wear it, not knowing what the movie was about. You know, it's almost. I feel like any other K-tuber, and I don't mean to be mean and say this, but I feel like any other K-tuber that might have reported on this, and I could be wrong. It might not be any other. But I know that there are K-tubers out there that would report on this and take the side of the fans on this one. He should have known. You know, there was a Kazakhstani choreographer who choreographed what they were dancing to and all that stuff, and like he just so happened to wear that shirt that, you know, is from a movie that mocks Kazakhstan and its history and all this stuff. I don't think that these idols are thinking that far ahead. Number one. Number two, I don't think he has time to be watching a lot of movies like that. I think he just saw the shirt one day, bought it or whatever the case. And the thing is, I don't know why people are comparing this to Mark Lee's apology or to Mark Lee's company's apology, because this guy is apologizing himself, it looks like. Now, I'm going to watch the rest of it just to see if he says anything else, you know. Let me see. Can I blow this up? There we go. Apologized right away.
바로 사과를 이렇게 하고 싶었는데 공연 전에 사과를 하려 했는데 카자흐스탄 그 시계를 보니까 새벽이더라고요. 그래갖고
Okay.
뭔가 그래도 지금도 아침이긴 하지만 지금 한 8시 9시
Okay.
그쯤인 걸로 알고 있어요. 근데 그래도 좀 보실 수 있는 시간대에 라이브를 하는 게 나을 것 같아서 지금 오자마자 라이브를.
Okay. I mean, and so he's just apologizing live. I mean, I don't know what that's. Hey, this is actually better than a written apology, in my opinion. He like came on live and apologized.
켰고요.
Now, you could say that, oh, well, you know, companies make their idols apologize, you know, all the time. So, but I think it got so bad that he generally wanted to apologize anyway, like this. So, but that's my personal opinion. I could be wrong.
네. 죄송합니다. 진심으로 죄송하고 반성하겠습니다.
Okay, so some people might have a problem with the last part, like him saying, I'm sorry, I'll reflect on myself, because a lot of people, especially in the West, when K-pop idols say, I'll reflect on myself, and you know, they're like, oh, that's just like a throwaway comment. I'll reflect on myself. Like, that's what you guys always say to kind of like scapegoat or whatever, or to make it seem like you want to be accountable for something, but you don't. It's also the way in which he said it. It seemed very like, it seemed very throwaway. Like, yeah, I'll reflect on myself. Anyway, there it is. All right. You know, moving on. But playing devil's advocate for a moment. What do people want him to do? Like, bawl his eyes out. I'm sorry. Be extra apologetic. You know, I don't know. What do you guys want him to do? Donate to a Kazakhstani foundation to prove that he's he's truly sorry, or like what do y'all want him to do exactly? Like how should he have apologized, and why is this apology not acceptable? Now, some people might say, well, Moonlight, you're not a Kazakhstanian, so you may not feel what these Kazakhstanian people are feeling. You might not feel it in the way that they're feeling it. Okay, they're feeling it. And like, if it was your people that he wore a shirt about, that was, listen, in context, I don't think this boy knew anything about this shirt. In fact, he even so much as said it. When I found out about it, I threw it away. So he didn't know. Number one. Okay. He didn't know. And he's saying he didn't know. It's almost like these people want you to like have a certain look about you when you apologize, or have a certain expression on your face that indicates through your eyes that you are legitimately sorry. I don't, maybe this will come across as insensitive, but if you're getting offended by a movie shirt, hey, you're sensitive. This is like me getting triggered by an idol wearing a Family Guy that makes fun of Canada, right? Makes Canada jokes. Now, this, I honestly, and listen, I'm not trying to like do like what comparisons or anything like that. But if he was wearing a shirt of a white person in blackface, that's, with the top hat, like the minstrel shows from back in the early 1900s. Yeah, that would have been a problem. And I'm not even saying that because I'm black. I'm just saying that like there's no movie context for that, or there's no I didn't know in that sense. But this is a movie I haven't even seen. Everybody knows about minstrel shows. Now, maybe he doesn't know about minstrel shows, but I feel like there is an aspect of South Korea where there are people that have done blackface before. And I don't know, I haven't watched videos like that. I've only seen pictures of Koreans wearing like blackface. I don't know what the context of that was, if they were legitimately making fun of black people and mocking us, or if they were trying to make fun of like a character from a cartoon or something. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and try to play defense for it either. If I don't know, I'm definitely not going to play defense. However, there is an aspect of South Korea where there are people that have done blackface before. I think, I'm not saying this to compare the Kazakhstanian movie to blackface or anything like that. I'm just saying I don't think it holds the same weight, to be honest, because I feel like Koreans should know this, like that, about blackface. This is not like minstrel shows. They may not know the term minstrel show, but they can at least know what blackface is. I know Koreans are not that oblivious that they don't know what blackface is. They know. Come on. But this movie, I have not seen it, didn't even know about it. I've seen the shirts, but I've never seen anything like written on the shirts or anything like that that would indicate any kind of racial issue. He's never seen this movie. The dude's young. He's younger than me. So like, well, why would y'all think that this kid has seen this movie? He saw the shirt, picked it up, probably wore it before this incident. And now it's all of a sudden a big deal because fans saw him wearing it while doing something as a K-pop idol and not as a regular guy. And basically rocking a shirt of a person who was on a movie spewing a bunch of, like, I guess, racist stuff about Kazakhstan, in historical inaccuracies about Kazakhstan, while you dancing with choreography that a Kazakhstani choreographer made. And then them trying to get the choreographer's attention so that the choreographer can also be offended along with them is kind of like going a little overboard here. If he apologized, let it be. He actually did way better than just write a letter. He got on the stream and apologized. And I think this is a matter of they didn't like how he apologized, and so they're not happy about it. They didn't like how he kind of just brushed, like how he seemingly brushed it off. But I mean, if you're taking the time to do a live stream to apologize or make a video to apologize to people for like wearing a shirt like that, he's not brushing it off. But like, what do you want him to do? Linger on the topic for forever and ever and ever? Do you wish that it was a better explanation or excuse as to why he was wearing it and like what he did to rectify the situation? What do you want him to do? Like, what do y'all want these people to do? That's the thing that always gets me with these sorts of situations. Some criticism about apologies are valid. I literally criticized Mark Lee's apology on the last live stream, and I didn't even bring up the whole apology in context and look it up and talk about it in depth. But I do know what was said, and I think that honestly, Mark Lee should have apologized instead of having his upper room label apologize on his behalf. I think he should have apologized because he's the one that did it. He's the one that wore the shirt. So yeah, I have criticisms about Mark Lee and the way he went about that, but this dude's apologizing himself. But because I guess he didn't look like a puppy dog with puppy dog tears in his eyes and, you know, crying and saying, I'm sorry. And I feel like such a horrible person. I feel dirty. I feel disgusting. I feel, you know, I don't know what y'all wanted him to say, what words y'all wished he had used, what kind of language y'all preferred him use. I don't know. I just think that it's a bit obsessive over the faults of people to like be trying to get the attention of the Kazakhstani choreographer so that he can weigh in on this. Like he didn't even know who the dude was on the shirt. It's almost like, let's be real here. Half of the folks that are saying this stuff, have y'all even looked at half of the t-shirts and the pants that y'all wear and whose faces are on them or whatever and what they did? Do y'all even do y'all pay that much attention to y'all's clothes? Like, let's be real. Do y'all pay that much attention to y'all's clothes? I don't think that people do that. I really don't. I don't. People like there's Korean folks that wear Tupac shirts, and Tupac said the N-word constantly. So if a Korean, like, by that logic, if an Asian person wears a Tupac shirt with his face, let's just say it's just his face, but black folks know what Tupac said. He used the N-word a lot. So you're wearing the shirt. You're wearing a shirt with a guy's face on it who said the N-word, but you're Asian. So does that mean that you're racist? Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me maybe that's not as good of a comparison, right? Because it'd be one thing if it was a Kazakhstani person on the shirt, but because it's somebody else, by the name Cohen, I'm guessing the guy's Jewish. I don't really care if he's Jewish, to be perfectly honest. but the guy's name's Cohen, right? So he's a Jewish guy. He's not Kazakhstani, and he said some things. He's apparently he must be some kind of like comedian from back in the day. I don't know who this person is, and I'm not gonna whatever. But apparently he must be some kind of comedian and made some kind of like comedy about the history of Kazakhstan. Which listen, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, hey, that guy's all right. No, he's not all right, clearly. If you're going to make a comedy about the history of Kazakhstan, that's like making a comedy about the history of slavery or whatever. You just don't do that. There's nothing funny about slavery. But this kid did not know who this person was. He just wore a shirt. And if people are saying you should know and like take better care of like what you wear, you should actually do some research before you buy a t-shirt that has a person's face on it that says something mean about another group of people or whatever. Do you do that when you go and buy shirts and clothes? No, stop it. You don't do that. But he should do it because he's an idol. You wouldn't do that, but he should do that because he's an idol. What is that? I just, because that's what this stuff be giving me. Like, you should have done the research on, like, if you see a person's face, basically, when you go to a clothing store and you see a person's face on a shirt or something, you should go, I don't know, research, go on your phone, find out what this person's name is, ask some people around who this person is on this shirt so that they can give you the context surrounding this person and who they are. Not everybody does that. In fact, I don't know a normal person who has done that. No one's going out of their way, bro. Borat was, what is it? What would you say? Borat was a satirical comedy from a Kazakhstan comedian. Okay, so he is Kazakhstanian. That was meant to poke fun at how he believes America sees countries like Kazakhstan. Okay. So it was basically just all in good fun. And people are basically making a big. So what you're saying, Riker, is like people are making a big deal about even like the movie itself in like, and saying that it's like inherently like a racist movie when it's basically just a Kazakhstanian comedian. So it is a Kazakhstanian comedian. Okay, then the Tupac thing does kind of check out then. The Tupac analogy that I gave, where like an Asian dude is wearing a Tupac shirt. I mean, okay, not entirely, because saying the N-word if you're black is apparently is not mocking black people, because black folks use the N-word all the time. Some black folks, or should I say, a certain a group of black people use the N-word amongst their own people, and then they even call white folks and other folks the N-word to mock them and stuff. But it's okay if it's Tupac, because Tupac is black. So wearing a shirt with Tupac's face on it, if you're an Asian, shouldn't be that big of a problem. So let's go with this. If Tupac, and listen, I don't know all of the things that Tupac said, but I wouldn't put it past Tupac to call white folks crackers. Okay. So in that sense, shouldn't white people get mad if an Asian person is wearing like a Tupac shirt because Tupac said, like, called white folks crackers and stuff? and then they should like get the attention of other white people to try to like get on this bandwagon of like guilt tripping this Asian person for wearing the Tupac shirt because Tupac made fun of white people or called white people names and stuff. I know we live in a generation where white people getting called names is not really a big deal to some people. They're white, so they have white privilege and all this crap that people like to say about white people. That's like so dumb. But I feel like that would be somewhat equal to this. Like that, if an Asian is wearing a Tupac shirt with Tupac's face on it, and Tupac said, "The white folks is cracker this, cracker that, cracker that," and was just like making all kinds of white jokes and calling them bird, mayo monsters and all. Like just I'm just giving a hypothetical here. If there was a celebrity, a black celebrity that had his face on a shirt, and they were like, say, a comedian. Let's throw out the rapper thing. Say they were a comedian, and they said all kinds of crap about white people, and an Asian person wears it. White people got mad because an Asian person wore a shirt with a person's face on it who has constantly denigrated their ethnicity, mocked their ethnicity, made jokes about their ethnicity, made a whole movie documentary talking about the history of white people and white supremacy and all this other crap. And white people got mad because it was a mischaracterization and a generalization of white people in America. That would be the same thing, right? He probably did. So the depiction of Kazakhstani so the depiction of Kazakhstan in the movie is him saying how America sees Kazakhstan, not how it actually is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Now, mind you, that's probably a generalization of that he's making of America, because like not all Americans view Kazakhstan in that way. But I think he's the comedy part of it is he's like saying like this is what some Americans, or at least I guess a slew of Americans, in a somewhat general sense, view of Kazakhstan or countries like Kazakhstan. I think that's a fair estimate. Okay, gotcha. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Tupac called Eminem a cracker in context. In context that he didn't like a white man immediately. Sorry, this is that totally threw me off. I was like, wait, what's he trying to say here? I think what you're trying to say, Riker, is that he didn't like a white guy coming into the rap game, right? And immediately becoming one of the greatest in black genre. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could see that. I could see that. Like that would kind of be on par with that. But like, okay, let's say that yeah, people might know who Tupac is, but I don't think that all Asians know who Tupac is. There's not all Asian people are into hip hop culture like that. Like when it comes to Asia, hip hop is niche. That's why there's an underground hip hop thing going on in South Korea. It's niche. It's for whoever likes that stuff. The more popular genres of music is K-pop, and even like I would say R&B, like Korean R&B, Japanese R&B, J-pop. You know, even Thailand, they got like the Thai pop and stuff like that. Like people don't know all of these original rappers and stuff from the West. They could wear a shirt with Tupac on it. I mean, I guess you could assume that if they picked up a Tupac shirt, they must know who Tupac is. Because why would you just wear a shirt with a random black guy's face on it? But you never know. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many Asians have a bunch of random people's faces, on shirts in their closet, in their wardrobe somewhere. Don't know who they are. They know they probably are famous, which is why they have their face on the shirt, but they probably don't know what they're famous for or how famous they are or were. So, all Asians know who Beyonce is, but not all Asians know who Tupac is. It's kind of like that, because Beyonce is like on a popular level beyond Tupac. Again, I'm not saying that Tupac is not as popular per se, but he's deceased. Like he's not alive anymore. He hasn't been alive for a long time. So not a lot of people would know. And he's a legend in a genre that is not considered like a popular genre in Asia. So Beyonce, however, she's the queen of what? R&B and I don't know, whatever else she is, whatever else kind of music she's done. She's the queen bee. So everybody knows who Beyonce is, okay? Anyway, I don't want to get off topic here. My point is, the guy said he's sorry. He apologized. He did a live stream. He said his piece. I think that it's safe to say he genuinely meant it. She's a pop princess. Yeah. Like let the guy be. At this point, let him be. I don't see. And see, I didn't even read this whole stupid article because it's trash. This whole article is kind of trash to me because I already know what Koreaboo, I guess that's where, Koreaboo. I already know what y'all are saying. I know what y'all are trying to say. But yeah, so here we go. What's this? Okay. Somebody says Jaewon's and Junk. I cannot say this boy's name to save my life. JW. I'm gonna say it like you said it. JW and Mark's situation are not the same. He apologized properly, took accountability, and literally went live to show his sincerity, while Mark released a chat GPT written apology and went to So Agyo. Is that a typo? And went to So Agyo do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I get that. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree with this take. Mark Lee kind of like apologized through his company anyway, and tried to make it seem like his company should take the fall for it and not him. And even if his company picked out the shirt, bro, that is your company. Again, I don't want to repeat myself from what I said on the last live stream, but like, that's your company. You should take accountability for that and not place the blame solely on your company. Like it's your company's fault. No, it's not. It's actually primarily yours. Primarily yours, bro. And again, like this person said, JW came out and apologized live. Sincerely. Didn't say, who's to blame. He said, I will reflect. Again, some people in the West might view reflect on yourself as throwaway words that don't mean anything. But at least he took responsibility and accountability for what he did wrong. Again, I don't really see a problem with him wearing the shirt. Be it that I'm not a Kazakhstanian or whatever, I don't know. I don't know if that plays a factor. But I don't like, okay, let me see if I can put this in a perspective. If there was a comedian from another country that made a comedy of America and said, this is what this country here views of America in a comedic way, and it has this person's face on it, I personally wouldn't be offended by that. And so to your point, Riker, I do kind of feel like it's them being a bit soft. Not to sound insensitive, but I I feel like, yeah, there's an aspect of, I don't know. It's just an aspect of I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. I kind of lost my train of thought, but I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. Keep in mind, I think I've read this movie, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I did read this. I just didn't pull it up on here. I don't think I did anyway. Creel also reported like five members of Twice aren't renewing their contracts with JYP, and when asked for proof, they basically said, "Trust us, bro." Huh. Yeah, I don't know why these publications are even still around. Like I really don't, and maybe I am one of the reasons why they're still around because I'm using it. I'm using it, but I'm using it to get like the bare bones information. I'm not taking all of this crap to heart as if they're like reporting truthfully with good intentions and all that. Um, this guy, like I okay, wait, somebody said something here. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna read this. I want to read what this person said. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can find the. I don't know. Actually, it doesn't really show me who said this, but I'm gonna put something on the screen real quick. Give me a sec. Give me a second, please. Remove from the stage. Add stage. Oh, remove stage. Stops. Okay. Share screen. Share screen. I think this is it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna read this because somebody, I don't know who this is that posted this on X, but I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this for you guys. It says, I don't care whether it was intentional or not, it's still disrespectful for those who don't know. Borat portrays Kazakhstan in a false and degrading way. Nothing in that movie accurately represents our country. Okay. The film. Okay. I will give you that. Okay. I will give you that. And I'm trying to be as fair as possible. I will give you that. I agree with you. Nothing in that movie portrays accurately Kazakhstan, the country. Got you. Um, the film has been widely criticized and boycotted in Kazakhstan for years. For many Kazakhs, I'm so sorry I keep messing up that word. For many Kazakhs, Barat has become a symbol of humiliation, offensive stereotypes, and the mockery we still face abroad because of that film. Jung Hwan should apologize, and which he did. Jung Hwan should apologize and be more careful in the future. Wearing something associated, he didn't know. Wearing something associated with a character that mocked an entire nation is not okay. If you're a public figure, here we go. If you're a public figure with millions of fans, you should think before promoting something that has caused so much harm. Again, the assumption with this comment here is that he knew prior to getting the shirt and putting it on. Okay, I'm gonna throw people a bone here. I will grant you, just for the sake of argument, for you fans that are pissed off about the movie itself and whatever, I will grant you it's a vulgar movie, it's a terrible movie, it's okay, it's all the things that you guys say it is. I will grant that to you. Okay? I'll steel man your position. The movie is a terrible representation of Kazakhstan, and it paints a very bad light on Kazakhstan especially when considering, abroad, people watching that movie might get the wrong idea. Okay, I will grant that. I will grant that. I will even grant that this man is a disgrace to Kazakhstan for what he did. Fine, let's grant all that. That still does not give you the right to assume that this K-pop idol should have known. If you could see my fingers air quoting, should have known prior to buying the shirt, if he bought it, or the company giving it to him and putting it on. Prior, and I honestly think that it was just his decision. Like, he put the shirt on that day. To assume that he should have known and that he should do his research. Let me go back to this real quick. Let me see. If you're a public figure with millions of fans, you should think before you promote something. Where's the research? I feel like they said did they say research? I feel like they said research. I could be wrong. But it's implying that they should have did their research before wearing the shirt. Guys, if he didn't know who the person was or the name of the person, how is he going to do research on a person he doesn't know the name of? You can't even accurately see the face through the shirt because the shirt is the face is in a different tint. It's not like a full face. It's like an outline. You know, sometimes I wonder where people's brains be at. Wearing something associated with a character that mocked an entire nation is not okay. He didn't know who this person was. Y'all know, and y'all can tell him, but to criticize him and tell him, oh, you should have known and you should have did your research, you should have, bro. Not every freaking Korean idol has the time of day or even knows about this stuff. I would expect Koreans to know about blackface and minstrel shows before I would expect them to know about a movie mocking Kazakhstan. And I'm not even saying that because I'm trying to say that black issues are more important than Kazakhstani issues. That's not even my position, bro. I'm saying, as far as like how widespread the information is already, already is with regards to blackface in history and how blackface has also been integrated into other societies abroad. Yeah, people from other countries who have adopted blackface in many ways should know. That doesn't mean that they are going to know. Some of them do blackface because they're they like a certain black character in a animation or something. Which, I'll be honest with you, I actually don't find that offensive personally. I don't find someone doing blackface as far as like a different, like a black character on a TV show. I don't really find that offensive personally. Now, if you're doing it in a minstrel show format to mock black people, that's a whole nother thing entirely. Okay, that's something I don't like. I don't like that. But if you're just like, one of my favorite characters is this black character from this animation, so I wanted to dress up as him and put on the whole getup, like blackface and all. I don't necessarily have a problem with that because of the context. Could it become a problem, like, in a broader sense? Yes, it could. But I don't really like in context. And again, I think one of the issues that I'm seeing a lot is that context doesn't matter to a lot of these people. They do not care about that. All they care about is you wore the shirt, you offended me, you offended my people. I don't really care that you didn't know. I don't care that you didn't do you should have did your research. Again, hindsight is 2020. Not a lot of people know about that movie. And I'm not gonna like keep repeating myself and going over and over it because I've said it enough. I think you guys get my point. At least I hope y'all do. And then, you know what? It's funny because the reason why I feel even led to repeat myself half the time is because people like take my words and they just jumble them up, and it's almost like they become scrambled eggs in your brain. I'm giving you fried eggs. I'm cracking open the egg shell, and I'm not scrambling anything. It's fried. It's a fried egg. The yolk and everything's intact. But for some reason, people like to scramble my words like it's scrambled eggs, and muddy it up so that I'm saying something I never said. And I don't know why people do that. But for those reasons, I feel like I'm constantly having to clarify, because I've been in this situation before where people have like taken my words and construed, right? Misconstrued. I don't use that term often. Sorry. But they do this a lot. They don't. People will take your word, especially when you're a content creator, bro. People will take your words. Oh, he said he don't have a problem with blackface. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said I don't have a problem necessarily with someone doing blackface to an anime character that they like. If it's a black anime character that they like and they did blackface, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I feel like it's a bit extreme, and you didn't really have to do blackface to portray that character. But if you like him that much that you wanted to do blackface just to portray him accurately for like a Halloween party or something, okay, be my guest. Do as thou wilt, right? I'm not going to take offense to that. I'm not going to sit here and point you out and call you a racist and have everybody gang up on you and beat you down. Okay? But minstrel shows, like blackface being used as a mocking tool, that's what I'm talking about that I don't like. So people, like I said, people will take what I said and run with it and say, oh, he doesn't mind blackface. He doesn't care about blackface. Anyway, not to make this about me, but I'm just saying, like, the same way that I'm doing this is the same way that a lot of people are doing like K-pop idols, where they'll be like, oh, you should know the history of all this stuff, and you should, again, and the reason why I did that last live stream about the history of the Confederate flag is because people that claim that these idols should know the history of stuff that, they don't even know the history themselves. All they know is, oh, it's racist flag. That's it. But if someone like me comes in and I give historical context on the Confederate flag, the same people that barked and howled at the moon saying, you should educate yourself, are not going to watch my video because it's educational. They're not going to watch it because they don't care about the context. They've already made up in their minds. They don't care. Well, if the flag is racist and you said that it has something to do with racism, it's like it's tied into the flag, in the history of the flag, why would you make a live stream or make a video, talking about the history in context if what we said wasn't wrong? Well, what you're doing is you're using that moment to call Mark Lee a racist. That's the problem I have. Oh, if he's wearing the Confederate flag, he's a racist. Oh, if JW is wearing this man's face, he must be a racist towards Kazakhstan. That's the problem that I have with this situation. That's the thing that makes this situation like Mark's, is what people could be deriving from what they've done. Putting on a t-shirt, putting on some kind of piece of clothing on their person of someone who is racist, or a symbol that denoted racism. Stop saying educate yourself. These people don't know about this stuff. But let me take this thing off. These people do not know about this stuff. They really don't. They don't know. And it's okay that they don't know. Why don't you tell them what it's about? Don't beat them down. Tell them what the shirt is about, and then That's it. You don't have to like try to get people to beat this dude down and call him a racist. It's not okay to wear the shirt. He didn't know. Stop coming from this position that he should have known. I am, dude, when I don't know if it's because I turned 35 like 4 days ago or so. I'm in a I do not care sort of mood right now. The closer I get to 40, I'm caring very, very less about what people think about what I'm saying and how I feel. Stop making these people seem like they are worse than what they actually are. When there's actually criminals out there that are posing as K-pop idols, doing criminal activities behind the mask of K-pop idol, beautiful or handsome people that are drop dead gorgeous on the outside, but are criminals and hooligans on the inside, in the worst sense of the word, that should be behind bars. But you're going to sit here and demonize Mark for wearing a shirt that he knew nothing about for real. He don't know nothing about the Confederate flag. He should have known. He didn't know, guys. Nobody's going to look at stuff all the time and go, maybe I should look this up and research it before I put it on, or before I even buy it. Maybe the Confederate flag just looked cool to him and he put it on. I'm not saying that it was necessarily a good thing for him to wear it. I'm just saying, like, maybe he didn't know, genuinely didn't know. And I'm not saying this to like justify the apology, because I just said quite a while ago that the apology that Mark did was trash. But he didn't know. He didn't know, man. Like, some people don't know. He's Canadian. He's not American, okay? Same thing with JW. He doesn't know. He's Korean, bro. What do you expect? So just like, stop it. Y'all gotta stop. I think fans need to know when to cut the cord and just stop and say, okay, cool. He didn't know. Let's educate him real quick so that he doesn't make the same mistake again. There you go. Do it in peace. Do it in love. Don't do it in like, let me virtue signal and get this guy. Let me get the Kazakhstanian government involved, or let me get the Kazakhstanian choreographer involved so he can weigh in on it. Oh wait, somebody did something wrong against black people. Let me get Fatu involved from Black Swan. Let me get some people to like beat this dude down. Stop it. Stop. Just educate him, and if he makes the same mistake, then you can beat him down. Fine, because hey, at least he knew, because you told him. And especially if you're educating him like on a live stream, or he makes a post and you're making comments in love, because fans don't know how to like talk in love. It's not okay to wear this stuff, because you're coming from the presupposition that this dude knew prior to doing this, and he didn't. So stop it. People, I'm telling y'all, I am in no mood. I am in no mood to play around and pussyfoot with these people, man. Fans can be some of the most ridiculous folks in the world. And I say that with all the love in my heart for fans. Y'all, sometimes y'all can be the most ridiculous people in the world, the most unreasonable, the most irrational, the most emotional, the most illogical people in the world, because you choose to go with the worst case scenario and the worst case narrative every single time. I don't get it, man. Anyway, I'm sorry. I went on a whole rant. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Then JYP came out and said, don't immediately trust news articles. And they are still in contract negotiations with all members. Keep in mind, oh, I think oh no, maybe I didn't. Keep in mind, Karibu also said members were guaranteed going to leave last negotiations too. Oh yeah, I agree. It's not a good movie. I still think you're sensitive for thinking this is a big deal. Yeah, if it's a joke and it's satire, I don't really see this being like a big deal. So like I do think that there is a level of sensitivity that's being garnered here that should be discarded. And it's not to say that I invalidate like people's feelings on the matter. Your feelings towards the movie and the person in the movie are valid. I'm not here to discredit that. I'm not here to mock that or belittle that in any way, or to take any kind of like personal experience away from that. But like to view this movie in such a way that like you kind of actually made the movie a bigger deal than what it is in your own way by promoting it as this disgrace to Kazakhstan, like to the nation of Kazakhstan. You've actually elevated the movie into a status that it's not even worthy of having. So I would argue that was more of like the people's thing. Again, that's not to validate or invalidate you guys' feelings on it, but like I think that we give too much power to certain things that we shouldn't. And so when a thing becomes bigger than it should, if like the situations like this happen where an idol puts on a shirt of a person he doesn't even know anything about, and then all of a sudden he gets unfair criticism. Because I mean, I'm not even going to say that that's hate, what this person said right here. I'm not even going to say that this is hate. I'm not even going to say that this is hate. I'm not even going to say that this is hate. This is unfair criticism, though. Very unfair. Because it's the assumption that he knew or should have known. You know, context be damned. He should have known. And that's the problem that I have with that. The only thing that's missing from this post, sad violence. Why is the person acting like Korea cares about controversy and Sorry, let me read that again. Why is this person acting like Korea cares about controversies in Kazakhstan from like 15 years ago? Not even that though, Riker. Why are these people acting like he knows about controversies? In order to care, you have to know first. And he didn't even know. Listen, you can make a person aware of something and it'd be fine. That's fine. Make them aware. Do it respectfully, of course, not with like ill intentions or misrepresenting him or assuming that he should have known or that he should know. Whatever. But make him aware if you're going to make him aware. Do it respectfully and do it in love. That's fine. But don't sit there and be like, well, you should have known. And you have millions of followers and you should pay more attention to what you wear and what you buy when you wear it. You should look at the history of every person that's on these shirts and ask people questions and go around the shopping mall, asking, hey, do you know who this person is before I buy this? Because I don't want fans to, to cancel me for wearing this person's face. I don't know who this person is. Some people just don't know. And you need to be okay with that. And educate them if you're going to. But don't sit there and tell them educate themselves about a person they don't even know about. They just saw a shirt with their face on it and was like, "Oh, it's a cool shirt." I just, I don't know, man. People be tripping. Ironically, a lot of the people who care about Mark Lee probably also wear shirts with with give what Guevara's with Che Guevara's face, who is the the Cuban dictate. Oh, I didn't. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Hey, and that's possible. That's possible. That's possible. Because guess what? The only dictators we really know about is what Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin, um, uh, what's the name? Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein. Um, who else? Kim Jong Un, and that's about it. I mean, there might be some Japanese dictators from the imperial era of Japan, but like I don't really know who those people are. I don't know who those people are, to be honest. Um, but like, yeah, those are the only shirts that people in America would avoid wearing. Now, I mean, I don't know. Some people just to joke on Kim Jong Un would wear a Kim Jong Un shirt. That doesn't mean that they support Kim Jong Un or that they support dictatorships. It just means that they could just be mocking Kim Jong Un by wearing the shirt. That's just like when people wore the stripe green shirt that Min Hee Jin wore and the hat that she wore to mock Min Hee Jin. It doesn't mean that they support her. Could mean that they mock her. That's a good point. Also, this guy needs to calm down. Kazakhstan history is not relevant to most countries. It's hurtful, but it's true. Well, I mean, but that's true though. I mean, just like, to be fair, like just like slavery in America is a big deal, and it's a traumatic thing that happened in America, but slavery was like a thing that was more so worldwide than just America. It was not just an American thing. But even so, the slavery, and actually that kind of makes my point even stronger, because slavery was such a prevalent thing in the world, and it was a cultural norm in the world at one point in time. Um, Americans' history with regards to slavery there would not be something that people in other countries would be like privy to knowing or even caring about that much, because they're not from America. Number one, and number two, they weren't black, right? So people in other countries wouldn't be privy to slavery in America, because slavery happened all over the freaking world during that time, and even before that time. So again, some people didn't even know about the Ottoman Empire thing that I brought up, that the Ottoman Empire had owned slaves and castrated the black slave men so that they wouldn't have any offspring. Some people didn't even know about that. But guess what? I don't expect you to, because you're not from the Ottoman Empire. You're not from Turkey. You're not one of those people. You're from a whole other country. So this is new information, and people learn. It's almost like people aren't allowed, especially if you're a K-pop idol, you're not allowed to learn something new every day. It's not like a learning experience. It's a moment to condemn you. Learning experience don't exist in South Korea when it comes to K-pop idols and celebrities. It's a moment to bash you, to make you feel bad, to criticize you heavily, falsely, wrongly criticize you, and then to let you just like be labeled as a racist or whatever, colorist or whatever, and that's it. They don't get it. They don't get the same chance to like learn. That's why I say cancel culture doesn't work, because it doesn't give people time to learn. It doesn't give any wiggle room for that. It's not okay. You learn your lesson and then move on. No, it's like you will once a istophobe, always an istophobe, even though you're not an istophobe, you just didn't know about the historical context of this, that, and the other. That's it. Well, my argument is that American culture is much more mainstream around the world than Kazakhstan culture. Yeah, but like, does this guy know Egypt culture? I bet. Yeah, I mean, it is more mainstream, but I don't know to what extent. Like, is the slavery portion of American history taught in South Korean schools or in Japanese schools? No. Um, no. And I would say like South Korea more so than anything because America helped South Korea to become an independent nation from North Korea. We helped them, right? That's just like and this is not to get political because it seems like every time you bring up Israel, people want to get stupid acting and political. I'm not bringing up Israel for that. But like we helped Israel become a nation in 1948, right? That's like saying that because of that, in the Israel school system, the like curricular school system, they should have a unit on slavery in the West, even though they're not from the West, they're from the East. They're in Israel. Why would slavery in the West be applicable to them? Why would it be more commonly known to them? That's what I mean by that, Riker. It's like, yeah, I do think that like a lot of countries know more about like slavery in America than like any other any other country that has any other controversies. But like, is slavery in America something that is like universally taught in schools, or is it something that people just know off the back of their head or whatever, with regards to specifically black and white racial tensions and slavery in like our country? No, I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, you had like some Korean rappers would get criticized for saying the N-word while they were rapping because they know about the N-word, but some of them don't really know. Some of the ones that are like big in the industry, they know, but some of the other ones, they don't really know what that N-word means, what it entails. So they'll use it casually, not because they're racist, but they just don't know. They're clueless. I mean, some people might argue you can be racist and clueless, but I don't think that's true. Like of all people that are ignorant, I don't think that you're automatically racist if you use a word like that. If you don't know what the word means, you never really heard anybody say it except a Korean person that said it, and you was like, "Wow, that word kind of, I don't know, I like that word. That's a strong word. Almost sounds like a curse word." So I'm gonna use it in a rap, and then you got older rappers educating you on, hey, that we don't do that. Okay, that M word, you don't do that. Like you don't know nothing about the history of that, and so on, so on, so. Anyway, I think I'm kind of branching off from my point, but I think you know what I mean by I'm not talking slavery in general. Yeah. I know what you mean, Riker. I know what you mean. You're not talking about slavery. You're just talking about like controversies or situations in Kazakhstan, right? I'm not talking. Sorry, I'm not. I'm. Let me read it right. I'm not talking slavery in general. I just meant more so if Mark Lee didn't know the Confederate flag, then why would Joel know about? Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Right. If Mark didn't know about the Confederate flag, then why would JW know about this guy and the movie? Right. Like yeah, in that sense, those sorts of. But you know what, people. It's funny that you say that because like people in the West would argue that the Confederate flag is something that should be known worldwide. It's kind of like how there are Koreans that also feel like the Japanese imperial flag and the controversies surrounding that with regards to South Korea and China, even China, like that everybody should know about the Japanese imperial flag. Everybody should know about the historical issues with that. When the truth is, not a lot of people do. Same thing with the Confederate flag. People in the West think that everybody from other parts of the world should know about the Confederate flag. So if you wear a shirt that has the Confederate flag on it and you're a celebrity, shame on you. You do better when you didn't know at all. So it's kind of it kind of gives that way. But no, I know I get your point, Riker. I totally get your point. like like if you're uh like if your average K-pop idol from neighboring countries didn't even know about a big part of the neighboring countries' history, why should oh why should why should expected to know controversial? Yeah, that's true. Why should they? Yes, I caught your misspelling. Caught your misspelling. Why should they be expected to? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. If your average K-pop idol from neighboring countries don't know even don't even know about the big part of the neighboring countries, like historically wise, why should they be expected to know controversial things of the countries? Yeah, I definitely agree from miles away. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. It makes perfect sense. And that's a big point. Like that's a big point. Actually, you know what? I liked it so much that I'm going to I'm going to screen I'm going to screen there we go. Because I think this could be a video right here. Like this could be a title of a video right here. What you just said. That makes perfect sense. Like why? Why would they know? Why should they be expected to know? Because a lot of K-tubers don't really give K-pop idols this kind of grace either. If we're being honest, it's stupid. I just don't think this needed to be a controversy in general. No, I agree. I agree. Like, but it goes back to what you said earlier, Riker. People are sensitive. I honestly think as time goes by and as generations pass, people in the world become like so soft, like softer and softer and softer until we just become mush. Um, give me a sec because I'll be right back. I need to get something to eat because I'm like I'm dying over here. I'm dying. Give me a sec. And this live stream won't go on for too much longer. Um, if I hit when I hit the 2 hour mark, I'll probably be done. But I need to get something. Oh, okay. K-pop idols are. I'm back. K-pop idols are people too. Why should they be? Why should they not be afforded grace? Exactly. Exactly. You know, K-pop Spy is still reviewing Kiss of Life songs just so she or he can crap on them and call them racist. It's so stupid. It's like just ignore them, like a normal person. If you don't want to forgive them. I don't know. Well, I mean, he or she is probably doing it for content, and that's why. You know, drama sells. Riker, I know you've heard that expression before. Drama sells. And when you're when you actually don't forget K-tuber, when you are a YouTuber in general, I mean, think about it, Riker. What are the top viewed videos, the most top viewed videos on my channel? Minheejin and New Jeans. There has never been a Minheejin or New Jeans video that did not reach over 1,000 views. Drama sells. And I'm not saying that I did it for the sake of drama. I'm just saying, like, in general, regardless of whether your intentions are pure or not, if you put out a video like that, drama video, yeah, it's going to do well. They do this for the views and for the engagement and all that. Well, I think actually you calling out in internet's name. Well, I think it's actually you calling. Oh, well, yeah, that's true. That was probably the biggest video I'd ever done. You know, it's funny because I still can't believe I actually did that, because I don't call out people. I don't like calling out people. I I'm just not, I don't do that. That's just not me. I've been doing this for 4 years. I've never, called out anybody or tried to do that, because I just don't do that. I watched other people do that in other fields, like the gaming community and all these other like different communities. I watched all that stuff before. Like, I never wanted to do that, but I was just like, bro, this is not, like, you're basically, it was an attack on me and others like me who are coming at this from a different perspective and labeling us as something that we're not. And so that's why I got, that's why I was emboldened to do it in the first place. And you did it so well. He rebranded. Well, apparently I've heard that he went right back to being Internet's Nathan again. But yeah, I never wanted to like go after people. That was never my thing. I wanted to just be giving my own takes on things and staying in my lane. But when you start disrespecting a group of people that are trying to have good faith discussion and are trying to come at this from like the perspective of, yeah, there's something wrong going on here on New Jean's side and on Minheejin's side, and you start attacking us and calling us stuff that we're not, and then talking about what we're doing as if we are just like totally clueless about what's going on, and speaking as if you have like the inside scoop. Yeah, bro, come on, man. You totally like sound like you're shilling for New Jeans and Minheejin. Like, totally, and I don't mean to use the term like simping, but that's what it sounded like. Like you're a simp for them. You're not even doing this from an objective place. You're not coming at this with good faith argumentation. You're just simping, and then calling everybody else ists or whatever, misogynists, and he even used the term misogyny. That we were doing this out of some sense of misogynistic like feelings or whatever. And I was just like, bro, what the heck are you talking about? That you got women YouTubers criticizing Minheejin and New Jeans. what are you talking about, bro? It just didn't make sense. It was wild. But I felt like people were being, and he's a big voice in the YouTube space, in the KTube space anyway. Like just like trashing people that are trying to like bring decent argumentation. I had to say something, or at least I felt like I had to say something, because you're not being honest here. And but the fact that my video might have had something to do with that, his rebranding, is wild to me. I still don't understand how that happened, because I'm not a big channel at all. It was so stupid. He was calling Le Seraphim fans Hybe stands, the same people who still hate Hybe for Gadam leaving the group. Yeah. Again, like there was a lot of stuff he said that it just did. And then of course the biggest part of that whole, I hate to call it an expose, but like the biggest part of that whole video was like me proving that when he says that we are hating, or that like, what was it, like me showing that when he says people are hating on New Jeans or something like that, that I can't even remember. It was something about the comments, like he was engaging with the comments in bad faith. Like he was looking at the comments and going, oh, a misogynistic comment, a misogynist comment, misogynist comment, when it was actually decent comments. Like any comment that a person made bringing up a good point, he would call it misogynistic or something. And how bad of a look that was for him. Like he did that himself. He did that all by himself. Like that wasn't even me. I brought it to light, but he did that himself. You don't do that, bro. I scrolled through a lot of Internet's Nathan's comments that he made on other people's like comments about what he said. And there was this one person that just kept following him around like an attack dog. It was weird. Just following him around like an attack dog. I've never seen that kind of behavior before at that level, of that level is what I'm saying. It was just very weird. Like whether it's fair for Le Seraphim fans to hate Hybe for Gadam leaving or not, they hate the company, and even they were able to see that Minhee Jin was a problem. Yes, because it doesn't take a genius, bro. Everyone could see it. Well, not everybody. Some people chose not to see it, but people that were covering it from hey y'all, sorry I came so I am almost in the process of ending the live stream. Jong Tae, recovering from the World Cup. Gotcha. That's understandable. I'm also going to end the live stream soon because it's really hot in my room. And oh no, his wedding hasn't happened yet, right? No, it's in October. You haven't missed anything. His wedding's in October. You haven't missed anything. His wedding's in October. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Trust, if you missed it, I've missed it. I'm trying to, I have to make a community post, by the way, to like get people's attention on whether they want to go through with sending like wedding gifts and stuff via my email. So I'm gonna have to do a community post to see if people are down for that. Because live streams don't quite do it, and if I made a video, it would be kind of, I don't know, it'd be kind of weird if I made a video trying to like talk about Riker's wedding. I don't know if that I don't know if Riker would be okay with that, but I'm gonna make a community post and see if I can get people on board with that. I would like to know your email or put a community post uh of YouTube so I can, yes, I will I will do a community post after I get off of this live stream. For sure. I'll do a community post right after I get off this live stream. And I'll put my email in there. I'll put my email in there. Hopefully it should be fine if I do it that way. Because a lot of people have been saying that they haven't seen my email on my YouTube thing. And I think a lot of the main reason why is because people are on their phones when they're on YouTube and not on a computer or anything like that. And so the phones don't show the email. If you go on the computer, it does show my email. And of course I can like screen share and show you guys that. Like I did the last live stream, if you wanted to know like right now. But yeah. I actually forgot. Oh yeah. I'm about to say, what were you talking about? Internet's Nathan? Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. That was a really interesting time in my YouTube ventures. And I still can't believe I did it. And I still was like, yeah, I still have love for NS Nathan. I still respect you. But like after that, after I did it, I think my respect kind of really went down. And because in the moment when I was like recording and I was like doing all the stuff with the video, I really did still have respect and like for him. But after I uploaded it and like after what I would like, I lost respect, bro. I lost respect, like all respect. I still love him. Still think he's done a great thing for like KTube or whatever. But I have like no respect for the guy. And I'm not even saying that to be mean. I don't have respect for the guy. Not anymore. Not like in context of how he tried to make us like look and how he tried to make us feel and all that. I'm sorry. But yeah, as I was saying, Minhee Jin was so full of it that she made people like Bong PD. The man who everyone seems to hate. Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? I unsubbed from K-pop Spy. She is getting on my nerves with her biased takes. I think I might even still be subbed to K-pop Spy, to be honest. And I probably should unsub from K-pop Spy. Which is sad to say because I think I am still subbed to. Oh no, I'm not. Hold on, let me not play it. No, I'm not subbed. I'm not subbed to K-pop Spy. I must have either unsubbed or I don't know. Was I ever subbed to begin with? Maybe not. Hmm. That's interesting. There's another person that I don't think I'm subscribed to anymore. At least I don't think I was ever subscribed to her, but I might have been. And listen, this is not me saying that these people are people that I don't like want to deal with or anything like that, but you know, I had great respect for like Shiwon K-pop T because she was covering the Minhee Jin situation and all that. But there are some limits that I have even to even to that. And so it's like I can't even like I don't know. I just feel like I feel like such a black sheep because I don't have their views on a lot of things. And so I do feel like a black sheep. I really do. I feel like a black sheep with regards to that. Also, but I love Capital Victims. Capital Victims always does from all K-pop, nothing original. I mean, that might explain why her videos are like 2 minutes long and 3 minutes long when it comes to stuff. Because like that's that's what I used to do. I used to do like all K-pop news coverage. If you go back to like what 3 years ago or so, I used to do all K-pop news coverage of stuff. And it was very easy content, very quick. So it doesn't surprise me if that's really what's going on. I don't do it anymore because I realize that all K-pop is unreliable. And yeah, I don't do that anymore. Unsub from that channel. But yeah, I love Capital Victims. I have great respect for Capital Victims. Great respect. But yeah, I mean, like, I do feel like the black sheep. This is something that I meant to talk about in the last live stream, but and I kind of talked about it a little bit, but I really do feel like I'm a black sheep among like K2. I have takes that not a lot of people in K2 have. And I do feel like I'm just on the outskirts of K2. Like I'm living somewhere on the very far, outskirts. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Um I wanted to have like a community or be a part of a K2 community. Or to at least build one. And with my views, I don't think that I could. With the I'm not talking about like views as far as people viewing my stuff. I'm talking about like with my viewpoint on a lot of K2 or K-pop topics. I don't think that it would be possible unless there was someone like me that I could. And I don't think there is. Like there's more like I don't want to use that language. It's rough. But yeah, I hate K-pop Spy because they have this attitude of I'm right, you're wrong, and it's obnoxious. No, I would not say that. Back you back up your opinions. I wouldn't say black sheep. Yeah, the reason why I say I feel like a black sheep is because I don't have like the popular view on certain topics relating to K-pop and stuff, like serious stuff. I don't have like I am like I'm the guy that said in a video that what Key and Taemin said to Minho was not colorist in context. When a lot of other K-tubers would have said the opposite because that's the popular belief. I'm the person that said that Trainee A Leo did nothing wrong. A lot of other K-tubers would have said the opposite. I feel like a black sheep in that way. Like I feel like not everything can be labeled as cultural appropriation just because someone wore something. Not everyone has that viewpoint. It's because it's more popular to just say a thing is colorist or racist. and leave it there. But when I dive into the nuances of things, it's not something that K-tubers do. K-tubers normally have the same mindset with regards to a lot of this stuff. You know, when I said that Chan from TO1 saying Yanega and having the do-rag on was not an offensive thing, other K-tubers would have said the opposite. And in that way, I feel like a black sheep. You know, the video I did on what's woke in K-pop and Western culture, other K-tubers would not have made a video like that because they don't have that view. Because they lean more towards like a woke side of things. And I'm not saying that to mock. I'm saying like they are more like woke-ish in that way. They don't believe that what I'm saying is woke is woke. They would not made a video like that. You and Nomadic Kitty have similar take. Nomadic Kitty. Never heard of Nomadic Kitty. Nomadic Kitty, huh? I've never heard of Nomadic Kitty. I guess I'm gonna look into Nomadic Kitty. You and Nomadic Kitty. Oh, oh, I'm on YouTube. Haha, sorry. I'm pressing buttons and it ain't, I'm not where I was. Another K-pop YouTuber. She is blunt, and sassy. Oh, she has family in the music biz. Yes, like and again, like I'm the type of person that also would say, you know, something like K-pop music is not stolen black genre music repackaged. But there are K-tubers that would say, no, it is stolen. It is appropriated. It is repackaged and sold in with Korean language. It is like K-pop is nothing but R&B and hip hop music. Like I don't believe that. That's not my view. But a lot of other K-tubers would say that. Everglow Up is probably the weirdest K-tuber. She will have either good or god awful opinions. There's no in between. Yeah, Everglow Up is inconsistent when it comes to that. Like and like there's nothing wrong with having bad takes. there's nothing wrong with having bad takes. It's just what those bad takes are, I guess. And I've heard some of Everglow Up's bad takes before, and well, they're not very well thought out. Her good takes are well thought out. Her bad takes seem like they're not that well thought out to me. Yeah, Everglow Up has some weird takes and had a video that that minimized cultural appropriation. I'm pretty sure K-pop. I'm pretty sure K-pop Spy says K-pop is stolen from black culture. And it's yeah, see these are the typical people that would though. And I don't believe in minimizing cultural appropriation. That's not a good thing to do. So Everglow Up doing that is kind of weird. I would say that I think cultural appropriation is real, but not everything that exists within the sphere of cultural appropriation is actually cultural appropriation. Some of that stuff needs to be weeded out. Process of elimination. what actually is and what actually isn't cultural appropriation. Because some people become cultural appropriating bigots just because they wore a do-rag. And I'm just like, bro, what the heck? Or because they have dreads or cornrows or something like that. And I'm just like, well, have you talked to the person? Do you know what they like and what interests them? And like, can you demonize Koreans or Asians in general because they like Black culture? Should they not like Black culture? Or is it okay for them to like it, but just not like imitate it or take inspiration from or be influenced by? Because like a lot of the reason why Asians wear some of the things they wear is because they're influenced by culture. That's not cultural appropriation. But guess what? Most K-tubers will say it is. Again, I feel like a black sheep in K-tube. These people have a lot of followers and a lot of views and I don't. And I think one of the reasons why is because my views, are very different and not the most popular views. K-pop spy worships the current South Korean government and to the max, hence unsubbed. Was it ever Glow Up who said that because she wasn't offended by Kiss of Life's live stream that no one should be offended by it? God, did she say that? Ugh. I watched the Kiss of Life live stream and I was like, okay, you guys, the issue is, here's the thing. I'm not completely offended by it. The only thing I will say I have a problem with is that if you're promoting a birthday live stream to be like something that honors Black rappers, but then you come out like making a parody of Black people in general, and acting as if this is what Black, this is what it means to be Black or to act Black or to act like a Black rapper or whatever. That's not what Black, like that's not all that Black stuff is. At the same time, there is another part to that that's like, I can't be totally mad at Kiss of Life because that is basically what Black rappers today rap about. Baby mama drama, money, getting stacks and stacks and stacks, bragging about how many women they banged, you cheated on your girlfriend, this, that, the other. That's what Black rappers talk about. Immature Black rappers rap about that crap. And so for them to parry that doesn't really bother me. It's if like you're talking about the greats, like okay, Biggie Smalls and some of the other folks that came up, and even some of the more like the more politically charged hip hop stuff. Like there was something deeper in hip hop back in the early days that resonated with people and resonated with a culture that did not want to be, seen as something that they weren't. And so hip hop was an answer to that. But now hip hop has just become about sex and money and how many hoes I banged and how much money I got, how many cars got, how many, how just all kinds of stupid stuff and shooting somebody and having a Glock in my hand, and that's all it is. And so like in a way, like I kind of feel like, yeah, it's not as big a deal to me in that sense, but I do understand the disrespectful part of that live stream. And I do think that it's right for them to have apologized for what they said and how they were acting, because that's not how all Black people act. That's not a stereotype. Like you're stereotyping way more than just hip hop artists. You're stereotyping like Black people in general. There's a fine line there that you just can't cross. I haven't made a definitive video on it because it's very nuanced, and I just haven't. Time had escaped me, and that that whole incident is like what, a year or so old at this point. So it would, I don't know. Could I make a video about it still? Yeah, sure, I could. But it would have to be scripted because a lot of people are not going to understand what I'm trying to say. And that's not me like insulting people's intelligence. It's just that the nuanced approach that I would take with that incident might cause people to feel like it's not consistent, or I don't know. I have to make sure I word it in the way that I need to word it so that people can understand, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Everglow basically said black people are too busy to complain about cultural appropriation. I have heard that take before. Do I agree with that? Like, not like yes and no. Yes and no. Here's what I think. Here's what I think, and I hope this makes sense. Black people are not too busy to call out cultural appropriation as long as it's actually cultural appropriation. But because black people are very sensitive about anything, we like when I say like we black folks have become very sensitive and soft about a lot of stuff. Like everything offends us now. Every little thing offends us. So even things that are not cultural appropriation, we'll call it cultural appropriation, and it's not. And I think that's the part where I'm like, yeah, you don't have time in a day to be bringing up cultural appropriation when you can't even say what definitively cultural appropriation is. And to a lot of black folks in America, and probably even just in the West in general, there is no care about the context. If you wore it, it's racism. That's basically cultural appropriation in the West. If you wore it, or if you rapping, or if you're if you're acting like a certain way when you're rapping, like how they criticize Leo for like quote unquote acting black when he was rapping. I don't know how else you're supposed to act. He was angry. It was an angry tone that he took in that rap. They criticized him for that. That's apparently cultural appropriation to black people. Like stuff like that, that's not cultural appropriation. But black people are so sensitive that even if an Asian quote unquote acts like they're black while rapping, doing something that black people invented, rapping, then it's considered cultural appropriation. And that's where I get like a bit annoyed with the narrative of cultural appropriation with black folks. I hate that because it's like they don't care about the context at all. Colorism was the same thing when I brought up Taemin and Key talking to Minho. That was colorism. It's colorism. It's colorism. You're a white supremacist supporter, Moonlight, because you think that this isn't colorist. You're a part of the problem, Moonlight. You're part of the problem. No. In context, this is not colorist. Then when I gave the context, they said it wasn't good enough because they don't care about context. So that's why my criticism towards the black community when it comes to cultural appropriation and calling it out is not exactly the same as Everglow Ups. I wouldn't say that black folks are too busy. I would say that black folks don't take the time to actually decipher what is and what isn't because they get offended by everything. They're too soft. We're too soft. So it's like a yes and a no. It's like kind of, but not really. But Everglow Up, I don't think she's good at explaining these things. I really don't. Chris Rock is brutal in his takes, but he has he has foundation on his opinions. I totally agree. Chris Rock is brutal, but he's Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, they're brutal, but they're not wrong. They're not wrong. about a lot of the stuff that they say, they're not wrong. And that's why people don't want to mess with Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle and even Cat Williams and maybe a few others, because they say stuff that's real about like how we be acting, and people don't want to hear that because, you know, oh, it's a cold day in hell. I'll be damned if a black person starts criticizing the black community. You're not going to criticize the black community. Well, no, the black community, that's the problem. People don't want to criticize y'all. So then instead, black community becomes pampered and babyfied and spoiled because we're untouchable. No. We are touchable and we should be touched. We should be touched and handled and checked and challenged on a lot of the things that we view as racism or cultural appropriating. We should. That's why I do this on the K-pop sphere, because black folks are wrong. When the Singles Inferno thing came out and the white guy was, the Korean guy was talking about how he likes pale skinned women and that's his favorite, like he's attracted to that. And the black folks demonized him, went on social media cursing and fussing and just demonizing the men that were like talking about how bright skinned women are like attractive to them. That was out of pocket. That was not cultural appropriation. Because they talking about Korean women, not black women. They talk about Korean women. This is the stuff that makes me mad. Right here is stuff like that. You don't do that. You don't demonize people for having a personal preference. Not all black people are attracted to light skin or white people. Does that mean that black folks are racist towards white people? No. It just means personal preference wise, they're not attracted to white people. So why is it wrong for Koreans to be attracted to bright skinned women or men? If you're okay, if it's okay for black people to not be attracted to white or bright skinned men and women. Do you understand? That's the kind of mess that gets on my nerves. How is it cultural appropriation or it's colorist when they do it, but when you do it, it's simply personal preference? That's the crap that gets on my nerves right there. That's the crap that gets on my nerves. And again, it makes me out to be a black sheep because this is not the popular view of K-Tube. So, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I also think that if you don't forgive Kiss of Life, that's fine, but don't sit here and spam. Sorry, don't sit here and spam on every video they release calling them racist. Just ignore them like normal people and don't support them. Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to tell people that they can or cannot hate people. I personally would not hate people because they're people. They're human beings like you and me. We can easily fall into similar issues and be hated for it. But it's not, I don't think it's a right to hate people. But that's my personal conviction. That my personal conviction does not mean that you don't have to hate. You if you want to hate people, that's on you. I'm not going to tell you that you can or cannot hate. I'm just going to say for me, I wasn't raised that way. I don't hate people. I love people. I hate what people do. I hate how people are sometimes. I hate that people commit certain atrocities, but I don't hate the person. I hate the act. Right? Some people don't find a separation between the two. I do. And that is what it is. But to Riker's point, if you're not going to forgive them, fine. Because people don't need people like you don't have to forgive them if you don't want to. I personally believe in forgiving people, but forgiving them and then let them go. Like don't sit there. But this comes from a place of unforgiveness. This comes from a place of unforgiveness, Riker, and that's why I say it's important to forgive people. Because when you don't forgive people, what you're describing right here is what takes place. You start spamming on every video that they release, calling them racist because you don't forgive them. You refuse to forgive them. Forgiveness has an action attached to it. Forgiveness is not just I forgive you verbally, and then that's it. But I'm still gonna like treat you as if I don't forgive you. No, forgiveness is an action. You forgive them and then you let it go. Letting go is the problem. That's why unforgiveness is such a prevalent thing in the K-pop community, because people don't want to let stuff go. And some things do not require, nor should they require or consume your time or attention to the point where you're chronically online hating people like this. You got too much to do. Got to get ready for work. Take care, lovely people. All right, Jungtae. Love you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for dropping in. I'm about to leave anyway, because it's not gonna be a long, it's not gonna be a long live stream. Nomadic Kitty was trying to keep people's perspective balanced when the Canadian-born idol wore Confederate flag outfit. Yeah, and I think it's important to do that. It's important. That's one of the reasons why I like High Boy, because High Boy tries to keep things balanced, but I mean, you know that he's like against something, but he doesn't like make it known in the video because he's trying to come at it from a more like professional level, where he's trying to like be reporting on what's going on and giving like an observation based on evidentiary stuff. Like he's trying to show you something you might not have considered. And the way he goes about it is so well done that even people that might not view a situation the way he does would come away from his videos thinking, you know what? I think he might have had a point. And I have mad respect for High Boy for that. That's something that I want to be able to do as well. And I don't know if I do it as well as him, to be perfectly honest. He does it very well. He really does. Emily, let's see, she lives in Texas and sees the Confederate flag from time to time. Yeah. And like I said, I lived in Alabama for like 15 plus years, and I saw the Confederate flag, in businesses and things like that. And it's I used to believe that it's because these people are racist and white supremacists. And for some of them, it is true that they are racist and white supremacists. That is not, I'm not knocking that at all. Like I said, I lived in the South, so I know. But for not, that's not for everybody. Some of them actually have the Confederate flag because they maybe they honor the Confederates, the men who died during the Civil War. Maybe their family members were of the Confederates, and they it's kind of like a memento. It looks kind of like what I said in the last live stream. It's a memento for many, like of where they came from, like their history, the history of the South, and being proud of being a Southerner. And so it doesn't always have a negative connotation to it from a person to person level. So that's what I would say about that. But yeah, K-pop spy video on Karina was so stupid. Dag. The vid was her saying Karina's racist because she might have been supporting a candidate I don't like in in an election that both candidates were awful people. She ignores the faults of her guy. But that's why I think that K-tubers should stay out of politics, because, like, okay, when I talked about what is woke, and I know that it's a politically charged term, but when I talk about what is woke, I talked about it from a historical perspective. I gave context, I gave the reason as to why I call it woke, and to why wokeism has changed and shifted. And my belief in wokeism has actually changed again. To I don't think that woke was ever good. I don't think wokeism was ever good, um, because of how things were done, and how things were handled on the opposite end. But that's a whole nother conversation. When I say politically charged things, I use context and things like that. But what I would never do is be upset with a Korean actor, actress, or celebrity of any kind because they might support someone I don't support from a party that I don't like. That is as biased as all get out, and it has nothing to do with, like, I just don't like that kind of stuff. I don't. I don't like that. I think K-tubers just stay out of politics. Like, if you're when you start lumping like political parties and stuff into stuff, that's when the issues happen. But you know what? A lot of K-tube, I don't want to say that. I don't want to generalize, because I feel like I have been kind of generalizing. I do apologize. There are K-tubers that, and I don't know if it's the vast majority or not, but there are K-tubers on YouTube that are more liberal anyway, and more, like, I guess, progressive and left leaning than K-tubers like myself that are more conservative. And so I would not be surprised if the majority of K-tubers were like this. I would not be surprised, bro. I would not be surprised. Would not be surprised at all. But I think K-tubers should stay out of politics. Because I remember that there was one incident where a Korean idol, a female idol, was wearing something red, and people automatically linked it to President Trump or something like that. And I was just like, what the heck does this have to do with President Trump? Or it might have been, actually, I don't know if it was President Trump or if it was what was it, Lee Sung-yoon? No, not Lee Sung-yoon. What's that guy name? President Yoon? President Yoon, I think that's who it was. Ooh. By the way, I also don't like the current South Korean administration myself. I currently don't like that party myself, because of what the issues that I see that might actually end up, because they're getting buddy with China and stuff like that, and I I think they're even trying to, like, get buddy with North Korea and stuff. I don't like that. I don't like that for South Korea. But I'm hoping nothing comes of that. That's my hope and my prayer, because I want South Korea to be liberated and free from any kind of dictatorship or socialist, communist society, because they're doing great right now for themselves. South Korea, they're winning over the West with soft power, and China is kind of cracking down on soft power a little bit. And I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't know. Anyway, that was the Karina situation. Yeah, that's right. K-pop Spy was deleting comments pointing out that the candidate she liked defended his son, who is on a live stream. Who on a live stream said, "I wish I could f." Oh, that's right. I remember this. Yes, I remember this. That's right. That's right. He did say that. Don't, it says a lot if you're going to delete comments like that. You should not delete. First of all, you wouldn't even be deleting those comments if you had just his son said that. I'm not kidding. No, I remember. I actually watched a video of someone talking about that situation where the guy's son said that and got his father into a lot of trouble. There's something wrong with that whole family, though. There's something wrong with that whole family. That's the bad part. Like, the son is not the only problem. It's the guy is the problem. I think I heard something about his wife. Like, something's wrong with that family. Like, yeah, it's not. No, that's not something that people should be. Crazy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. His dad basically said his son was just speaking like a typical boy, and women should put up with it. Well, that leads me to believe that his father must also speak like that too. If you're condoning it and saying it's okay, then you must speak that way too, sir. Yeah, see, that's not okay. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Uh, minimize. There we go. But yeah, so man, and K-pop Spy is and K-pop Spy, the feminist K-tuber, defends that. You can hate a party so bad that you overlook the flaws in your own party or in your own party's candidates. Like, there's a guy here who just, I think, got booted out of some race, political race, and I can't remember what he was going for. His name is something Platt or something like that, who had like a Nazi tattoo or something like that. And he's very problematic. I think there was some stuff that came out about him and what he believes and what he's done or whatever. And there were people in the Democratic side that were saying like, "Oh, I don't even care if then the Nazi guy." There was people saying, "Oh, I don't care if he has a Nazi tattoo. We just need to take down Trump and we need to take down the administration." And like, I'm willing to compromise and support someone who possibly is a Nazi supporter. And I was like, weren't y'all the ones that was accusing Trump of being a Nazi guy? Weren't y'all the ones saying that Elon Musk was a Nazi guy, but there was no proof of it? Oh, he did a Sig Heil, and that's not even how you do a Sig Heil. Like, weren't y'all the ones that were like saying, "Oh, I would never support a Nazi supporter like Trump," but you're supporting a Nazi supporter like Platt, You would support Platt because he's a Democrat. The level of inconsistency and double standards is off the charts. And believe you me, if Republicans did that to their candidates, I'd be on them too. It just doesn't make sense. These are the same folks that was like, "Oh, I would never support Nazis. He and Trump is a Nazi." And then you're sitting here saying, "Oh, I'll support this Nazi guy, Platt, if we can just overthrow Trump." So it's so basically you don't care about Nazi stuff. That you never cared. That was never the issue. You never cared about Nazi stuff ever. So you're lying. It was never about that. You just don't like the Republicans. And that's the same mindset, it seems, from what you're telling me that K-Pop Spy has about the South Korea government and stuff. And candidates there. Overlooking the flaws of one person because they're not in my party. Excuse me. Saul Piker's uncle, Shank Huger, said he doesn't care if Plattner, that's how you say it, was a Nazi who Oh, of course. Now, mind you, I'm actually not liking JD Vance right now. I'm actually not liking JD Vance myself, but I would never vote for Plattner. I would never vote for Plattner. JD Vance seems like he's spewing a lot of socialist stuff. Like he's starting to sound like somebody from the left. And I can't get with that stuff. I even was trying to listen to what he was saying to make sure that I wasn't getting something out of what he was saying that he wasn't actually saying. But the more I listen, the more socialist he sounds. He sounds like one of the Democratic Socialists of America. That's what he sounds like. He sounds like what's that guy's name? Free healthcare. Starting to sound like Bernie Sanders in his own little slick way. But yeah, I don't like JD Vance. I don't like him. Something's off about him. I would vote for Marco Rubio over JD Vance, but personally, because I think Marco Rubio, he ain't playing that mess. That man is on fire. He don't play at all. At all. But JD Vance seems like he's a flaky guy. But Plattner, yeah, you know what? I'm not surprised that Cenk Uygur. You know what? It's funny because when I was a leftist, I used to listen to the Young Turks a lot. I used to listen to Cenk. I used to listen to Anna Kasparian. I used to listen to them a lot, and I used to agree with them. But then I found out that these people, when I finally I guess you could say woke up, when I realized these people are disgusting people. Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur are disgusting. And I don't care who doesn't like what I just said. Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur are disgusting. And I'm not trying to make this super political. I'm going to end the stream anyway. But I don't like them. I think they're disgusting people. In fact, naming your channel The Young Turks, or naming your podcast or whatever The Young Turks. If you know about the Turks, maybe I need to do a history lesson on the Turks and what they did. Maybe I need to do a history lesson on the Turks. And I used to listen to these people and didn't even realize that the warning sign was literally in the name, The Young Turks. These people, they're disgusting people, man. Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian are really gross. I don't like how they talk about America. I don't like how they talk about anything. And it doesn't surprise me that Cenk Uygur would support a rapist and a Nazi. Now, I don't know if he has, if it's allegedly that he raped someone or raped women or whatever. I don't know. But even so, I wouldn't support that. I mean, even he had to get out the race because he probably, it's probably true. I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't like JD Vance at all, but he's not a Nazi who grapes. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Shank Humor said this with Anna next to him, and she agreed that she'd vote. Yeah, of course, of course. Even the women of the View, they are the same way. Uh, uh, what's that woman name on the View? I can't think of her name right now. It's at the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it right now. But yeah, the one of the women, they was like, yeah, I don't care if he's a Nazi supporter. I'll vote for him. We got to get rid of the the current administration anyway. We got to. And I was just like, Sonny Hostin said that, and I was just like, what's wrong? You people are hypocrites. Y'all claim that y'all would never, that it would be a cold day in hell before y'all supported a Nazi supporter. And now you're telling me you would. Because he meets the certain conditions that are necessary to support a Nazi supporter, apparently. I thought there were no conditions necessary to support a Nazi supporter. Now you're saying there are. If they're Democrat. Oh, okay, gotcha. One allegation looks credible and the others look questionable. Gotcha. All right. Shall we call it quits here and in the live stream? Since it's like 2 hours and 43 minutes and 6 seconds. I actually enjoyed this live stream. I actually enjoyed this live stream. And then granted, like there was maybe only 2 people that showed up, maybe like 3, with the exception of one person that said hi. But I enjoyed the live stream. I actually enjoyed this. This was fun. I'm going to give a controversial opinion. You hate women if you vote for a rapist. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't vote. I wouldn't vote for an actual like rapist. I would not do that. And I would have to argue you don't want to protect anyone. You don't want to protect women from a predator. So yeah, you could say that people hate women if they would vote for it. Yeah. It's not that controversial actually. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all coming out. But Moonlight, I have like 5 more topics I need to tell you about so we can talk like 10 more out. No. Save the topics. Save them, Riker. Don't do it. We can't do this. We can't do this for 10 hours. We can't do that. And I can't stay in a room this hot for too much longer. I can't do it. I'm literally turning up the air right now because of how hot it is. It is hot. I can't do it, man. I can't. I listen, I love you. I love you like my brother, but I can't do it. That's a long time. It's 10 hours. I'll save them. Don't worry. Good. I have a good one, man. Hey, you too, brother. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hey, guys, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys so much. Love y'all to the moon and back. I love you guys very much. I didn't put out a community post saying that it was my birthday, So I apologize. I'm sure a lot of people would have wanted to wish me happy birthday, but I'm sorry that I robbed a lot of you of that. But it's okay. It's all good. I'm gonna make a community post with my email so that people can see my email and reach out to me if there's anything like gifts wise that you want to send Riker's way. You can email me. Send it to my address. I'll give you my address privately. If you reach out to me via email, I'll give my address privately so you can send it to me, and then I will reach out to Riker and then send it to him with the help of my mom. We'll get that done. So that's the plan, because I don't want to miss Riker's wedding either. I want his wedding gifts to arrive on time, and we have what? September. Yeah, we got like what, 3 months until October, and even after that, a few weeks until the 22nd. So I need to make sure that I have everything on lock and key. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. I love y'all so much. Thank you guys, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. And yeah, until then, I'm working on my video. It'll be out soon. Don't worry. It's just the live stream. Yes, 3 months. Exactly. So my video will be out soon. I'm working on it. It's just the live stream. It's like a portion of the live stream that I cut out, and it's just going over the historicity of the Confederate flag and the mark part. So I'm working on that, but it'll be done soon. But until then, like, thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting. After this is done, there's another video I might tackle, but I don't know if I'm going to tackle it or not, because I want to go back to my analysis videos and stuff like that. So we haven't even finished the BTS thing, Shiny and all that. We have a lot to cover. There's new songs that have been coming out from new, other artists and stuff. I really want to get to that stuff. So that's what I'm going to be trying to work on. Yeah, that's the update. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one. All right. And don't worry, this live stream will stay up. I won't take it down. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.